Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay and this is Life with Lindsay. Today we have a post review. You guys should be very proud of me because I am filming this post review literally within minutes of me completing it. So if you are new here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, and give this video 2 thumbs up. Anyway, so what do we have here? We have Pirate Princess from Dreamer Designs by artist Julie Filipenko. Legally licensed to Dreamer Designs. This was the first Dreamer Designs kit that I have ever worked on. I do own another one. I just have never started it. I have thoughts. She's beautiful and I love the artwork. Let's talk about the things I loved. If you've ever done a Dreamer Designs canvas, they actually go past the edge here with the image to help give it a more completed and cohesive look. I absolutely love that. I found that to be really helpful, and it's not sticky. It's not like excess glue. Like you can see here where it ends, the pattern continues. So it really helps the overall effect. I love the difference between the darkness of this image and the bright floral background. I mean, these blues and teals back here were gorgeous. Few things that I noticed from this kit compared to, say, a Diamond Art Club. So I actually have a piece of it here. This is the plastic cover that comes on the kit. This is definitely a much thicker plastic. Not a good, not a bad, just pointing that one out. I really love this image, and there were some things rendering wise that I didn't super love. So this in the gloves here, it's supposed to be like Interstellar, and like there's her ray gun. It gets really muddied. It literally just looks like a dark glove with a bunch of sprinkles in it. I loved the details in the feathers and in the rib cage on her dress, in her hair. But why is her skin pink? I mean, look, I have a really pink hue to my skin. This is really pink. And I thought maybe it was going to be like that, but if you look, it turns into the outline of her face and her ear, and then it looks really splotchy in her face. Let's not mind the fact that, like, I clearly need to use a straightener or something to make that. So I was a little bit disappointed in, like, the color choices. I don't know necessarily that I have a problem with the way she was rendered. I don't like the gloves. I'm going to just say that. I don't. They would have been better off doing them all the dark shades and maybe sprinkling a couple instead of trying to make it look like the original image. So that was something I didn't super love. Another thing I didn't love, and I will be sending Dreamer Designs an email and letting them know this. A lot of the symbol choices, let me grab the drills here. If you guys hear a really loud fan in the background, it's like 94 degrees today, I think. And my husband and I have a fan actually in our doorway instead of on our desks to help circulate the air. But there were quite a few colors, and I will insert a couple pictures on the screen. But so this is an up arrow, and then this is a double up arrow. You can see they look really similar. Another one that really was hard, the 6 and the 9. Here's the 9. Here's the 6. Again, the color in the background is the same. And not that these were hard to read on the canvas, but it's really easy to just swap them out. If you're going to use a 6 and a 9 or a B and an 8, make sure that they're totally different colors so that you don't confuse yourself. Also, when you're working on a canvas upside down, all of a sudden your 6 becomes your 9 becomes your 6. I've said this before in a couple of my videos. If you are working with your canvas flipped, flip your drill container the same direction. He's trying to autofocus in the background. So that you know, okay, I'm looking for the one that looks like this, and not going in your head, okay, I'm looking for the 6s, but it's upside down. I'm looking for the 9s. There were a couple other ones that were a little surprising that they were difficult to decipher. And it is a tiny H and a tiny T. Again, these colors are the same background, so it made it really hard in the moment when you had a chunk of pink to decipher between the H and the T. One of the other things I will say that was a bit frustrating in terms of the drills, and this isn't like a deal breaker, but this is something that's a little bit frustrating. If I'm looking for, I'm just going to pull out a color here, okay? I think this is actually one of them. This actually looks really sage in camera. It's much more greenish in person, but the actual symbol on the canvas was more of a brown shade. So when I'm trying to find this color in my tray of drills, it was really hard to sometimes figure out which color was what, because I'm looking for one that has a brown and then to figure out the symbols. Yes, there are legends on both sides of the canvas, which is a big plus. But when you're trying to sort through 58 different colors, which there are 58 colors, 2 ABs, this is a square drill kit. I'm not sure if I said that or not yet. Sometimes it makes it a little bit hard. You can see like this whole color palette here, all the stickers are vaguely the same color. Another thing I will say, okay, oddly enough, I actually spilled my trash. So I used my trash vacuum to pick it up. There's not an excessive amount of trash. A lot of this is concave pieces or like the long pieces of the resin, as opposed to drills that were just subpar. If you are somebody who is very particular about your drill quality, I can't tell you how many times while working on this I kept saying, oh my god, I'm going to run out of a color. I mean, you're looking here, that's all I have left of the 310. That's not a lot. There were quite a few colors that made me really nervous. Again, this was one that didn't have a lot left. And it makes sense if you have a color that didn't have a whole lot to begin with. But I will say, and I'm just using Diamond Art Club as a comparison because a lot of people have done Diamond Art Club. Diamond Art Club, I always end up with way more than what I was ending up with here. So, a few things that I did like. I liked the way the overall image came out. I love the artwork on this. I love the extra border here. I love the assortment of colors. This one had 2 ABs. I have seen some Dreamer Designs kits with, I want to say 5 ABs. I love that they went outside of their box with this image. Most of their artwork up until this release, the Julie Filipenko and Curtis Reikovich releases were a lot more, how do you say it, wholesome and sweet, a lot more beautiful landscapes. The pop surrealism that they did have was a lot more innocent and ethereal looking. This is definitely much edgier, and I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not here to say this needs to be your cup of tea. I completed her today, 17 days, for a total of 47 hours and 27 minutes. Again, she is a 60 by 60 square drill canvas with 58 colors, including 2 ABs. The one is a white AB. She's sprinkled throughout. It's in the glove. It's in her dress. It's on her face. It's sprinkled throughout a lot of the flowers. I liked that. I thought it paired really nicely. The other one is a blue shade, which was found in a lot of the flowers as well. Would I do another Dreamer Designs? Yes. I am definitely going to let them know my thoughts on not necessarily the level of clarity of symbols, but perhaps when this is charted or a future canvas is charted, to be aware of not putting 2 arrows together that look exactly the same. Some of the symbols in the actual squares themselves were very, very tiny, and it made it a little bit difficult. I know some people have an issue with the saturation, how bright the canvas background is, how bright the colors on the actual canvas itself are. It didn't bother me much. It did make some of the symbols a little bit more difficult to read. I use a light pad, however, all the time. I've got terrible eyes. But overall, I really liked this canvas. I did get to a point where I was struggling to get through it. But the squares fit together really nicely. Like, don't mind, like I said, I have to fix up her face a little bit. Fix your face. I love this image, you guys. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit so you can get her more in whole. Don't mind all my clutter on the desk. But there's this beautiful sweetness and innocence to her face. I want to say, it might have been Maria that pointed it out to me, but a lot of this artist's girls look like Emma Watson. I'll put a picture here so you guys can compare and make your own decision. I really love the movement in her hair, and I really, really do love the overall image. If I were to make, my biggest complaints would be I don't like the gloves. Part of me wants to just take them out and redo them, but not only that, look at this. What is the point of having the dark speckles that are now just on her skin? So it looks like the glove ends and then they added that. You guys see it? I'm talking about right here down at the bottom. I don't know. Maybe that's just me nitpicking, but I really did enjoy this image. I really love that Dreamer Designs is stepping outside of their box and starting to include some more darker images. But that is all I have for you guys for this one. If you have any questions, concerns, comments of your own about this, let me know down below. Have you tried Dreamer Designs? Do you enjoy working on their canvases? Let me know. I have another post review coming for Alice in the Sea of Tears. I finished those within a few days of each other, but that's because I put this aside to finish the other one, or to start the other canvas. It's the first time I've ever done that, ever put a canvas aside and come back to it. But I love it. I would definitely do another Dreamer Designs. I'm very much looking forward to doing my Curtis Reykjavik images. So that's all I got for you guys for this one. Before you leave, please make sure to give this video 2 thumbs up. One real life, one virtual. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Come, join the Sparkle Squad. And while you're there, make sure you hit that notification bell. I do not operate on any sort of schedule. I operate on toddler standard time. I record while my tiny human is sleeping or sleeping. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next one.